Good afternoon and welcome to the stream. It's been a while, several weeks I think, maybe 2 weeks. I've been pretty busy behind the scenes, setting everything up. I'm gonna do like a whole upgrade of the channel, and I have some plans which I'm not gonna reveal, but it's gonna be a big change over the course of, well, this year. So you're gonna see some gradual changes to the channels. There's gonna be like an overhaul of the logo, you know, everything's gonna be changed to fit the new direction I want to go in, but that will be revealed in time. There's gonna be some changes to this room as well to make it visually more interesting. But that's, you know, gonna take some time, and I don't wanna, you know, just focus on that. I do have other work that I need to finish, like my levels, for example. So I'm gonna stream gameplay, or level design on a regular basis, but I also have to do some work behind the scenes, which actually prevents me from, you know, streaming constantly. Fellas, what is up? Welcome. Good to have you here. How are you doing this Saturday? I actually rearranged my room. Maybe I can post some pictures in the Discord to give you a better idea of what it looks like, and I'll, you know, maybe post some images of what I kind of want to do to make it, you know, look a little bit cooler. I did have some ideas for neon, but I still have to do some research on that. There's actually a company not far away from here who actually produces like handmade neon signs, so I can, you know, basically give my design and they build it like actual neon signs, so not the LED type of lights, the actual neon gas. It's pretty interesting, but pretty expensive as well. So I'm gonna have to look into that and see what the cost is if I want to, you know, submit my own creation. If it's too expensive for the moment, I probably gonna find something else in between for the time being, but we'll see. I'm definitely gonna pimp this room, and I actually want to start working towards creating my own game. But I feel like, you know, I'm kind of practicing because it's gonna be, I want to create a game on the actual Game Boy hardware. I've been doing some research on that, and there are some publishers who can actually make like a physical cartridge with like a manual, you know, the whole deal, the package, you know, like in the good old days, you know, actual physical full release. But I've been, you know, as you know, doing some practicing on pixel art, and I feel like I'm improving. I'm not gonna stream it just yet because there's a lot of fiddling around, and I still have to, I'm in the middle of learning some techniques, you know, so to kind of improve my spriting. But that kind of, I want to start small, you know. A Game Boy game is actually, well, it does take some time to build, but, you know, when it comes to graphics and pixel art, there's a very limited color palette, which I feel makes my work, like, I can see some faster progress, and I feel like it's a good starting point. Start with something simple, like a small scale game, And eventually, probably what I'm gonna do is, you know, trying to make these smaller games, just learn as I go. Maybe even form like a development company with some people interested. We'll see how far it goes. But we're just gonna start small. So, but what I first want to do is actually, you know, finish my existing projects, because I feel like I need to invest time into this, and if I have too much things on the side, you know, it's I feel like I'm not gonna be able to make as much progress as I would like. So I'm gonna just keep practicing, and when I'm ready, like when I do have the proper skill set to actually start working on the game itself, which I have in mind. I have actually written the entire thing out, what I want to produce. So it's all practically, basically nearly finished. Now I just gotta put in the effort, the actual effort of actually making it. But yeah, the publishers, there's like a huge homebrew community. Maybe next time we can always take a look at some of the things. There are a couple of YouTube channels of people who actually order these games, physical releases, and they actually test them and rate them. It's there's a huge scene behind it. I totally wasn't aware until I did some research. So I think it's gonna be very interesting. Same for NES, by the way. They still released it. There were more than 100 releases for Game Boy games, physical, last year apparently. There are some actual companies who doing full-time work on Game Boy games. It's just very amazing. I did order a Game Boy operator, which I posted on Twitter. I do have an original Game Boy and a Game Boy Color. I still have that. But the Game Boy operator just is basically something you can connect to your computer. You can insert original hardware, and you can even write on them. So I could very well write my own game on a cartridge. But it's interesting because you can play the original cartridges on your PC, and it's easier to kind of stream if you like than on a regular Game Boy on the original hardware. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, to explore those uncharted regions. For me, it's totally new, but I definitely look forward to it. And what I first want to do is actually wrap up my existing projects while still practicing. You know, by the time I finish up at least episode 2 of Annie, I probably improve my skill set on pixel art as well. So that's gonna be interesting, and I definitely look forward to delving into it and eventually releasing my very own Game Boy game. Okay, let's jump into level design now. I did make some progress on here as well. Yeah, the background behind me, as you can see, is nothing special for now, but it's all part of the rearranging of the entire room. And there's going to be some interesting things on the wall. I chose this wall because I had the concrete wallpaper, but I don't want to drill holes into that one because you can't undo it if you want to change some parts of your interior. So that is a no-go. So that's why I chose this wall. It's it's easy to change without doing permanent damage. You can always fix it. It's easy. So that's why I chose this one. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I'm gonna implement some design here. Some nice, put some nice stuff on the wall. But we'll get there eventually. There's absolutely no rush, because there's plenty of other stuff to do in the meantime. Okay. Oh yeah. Hey Molotov, what is up, buddy? There is a huge resurgence of the market. Actually, I wasn't really aware of that. But it's insane. Yeah, it's insane. I never knew. And the actual, you find a lot of those games on itch.io. You could probably purchase some physical releases as well there. But I definitely regret selling my older systems as well. Thankfully, I do have the original Game Boy, which I will never get rid of. But you know, the Game Boy operator, I'm pretty sure there has to be some way to you know, they're probably going to be like, they did the same thing with the Game Boy operator, which makes it super easy. It's still in development, like they're updating the software constantly. I'm gonna probably, you know, I'll do a live stream, but it's still unpacked. I mean, it's still packed, so probably gonna do a live stream unpacking it and actually showing you guys like how it looks and how it actually works, what the options are. I'm pretty confident that it's only been released very recently, like the company involved, so chances are very likely, if it has any success, that it actually you know, they probably go to NES next, which only would make sense. There's still like, especially the homebrew scene, there's a huge amount of games in development. There's actually a very interesting YouTube video about a company. Hold on, let me actually just post a link. Let's see. Hey, that's me. Micro Mages NES. This is actually a new game. There we go, this one. I would highly recommend anybody who's interested in like this sort of thing. This shows you how the development process works and what corners they need to cut. It's very creative, like they're insanely creative to actually fit these sprites. Hey BDC, what is up, buddy? Yeah, it's really, really cool. And it really shows you like how creative people had to be back in the day to actually, you know, fit all these good looking games on like such a small cartridge. I mean, such a small space. These cartridges were actually huge, but you know, it's very interesting, and that is something like it's small scale. So technically, well, I know nothing about, you know, music and audio, and so that's going to be a challenge. Yeah, it's, you know, it's really amazing the fact that there's still such an active scene for hardware that is that old. It's I love it. And you know, you have your audience, you know, it's definitely for a certain audience. Many of the youngsters probably have never seen a Game Boy. But that's why it's pretty amazing that there's such an active scene still. And you can buy like brand new games for these, like for the original Game Boy, the NES, the other consoles. Like they're being produced every day. It's crazy. So I definitely look forward to delve into that, and my goal is to work towards an actual physical release, manual and all. But it's still a long way off, you know, but definitely interesting in starting it out. And okay, that's enough about that. Let's actually do some work today. I've been working on and off on this map, and actually the layout, I think I'm, besides here a couple of detailing here and there, I think this is about finished. Let me show you what actually I've been working on. So you got this area. Maybe it's probably better to show you in game because it's been a while since I streamed, and there's been like an update on the map, which most of you probably haven't seen yet. So I actually made the starting area. So I said I was gonna save that for last, which I almost did. This specific structure is actually the entrance in the hub area. I just decided to copy it and change it somewhat. So there are some recognizable. There's some recognizable geometry in this map, which I try to connect like the levels together somewhat. Hey, Hurt Spectre, what is up? Welcome. This map is now it's a multi-level set. This is actually an episode consisting of 4 maps. This is episode 2 of my project. Episode 1 is already released quite some time ago, actually. And this level is basically, well, the basic geometry is actually finished. So what I did in the last section here is actually connect a couple of areas together. There is some glitch here which I need to solve. So this actually connects these areas, and this is also copied and slightly altered. Yeah, there is some weird glitch which I have to change or solve. But you know, the basic layout is actually completed. So well, it's actually Saturday afternoon here. It is, what is the time? I can't really see right now. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's the fun part of different time zones. There's always somebody online. Doesn't matter which time of day. I know Bridge is actually the opposite. You know, in New Zealand. So when I go to sleep, he wakes up. There we go. So basically, now the finer detailing work can begin. There's still a huge amount of work here when it comes to sector portals. I need to extend, you know, these parts to actually make it more realistic, convincing. How long I've been working on level design or gaming in general, or because I started actually making Doom maps when I was, I don't know, 12, I think. I'm 37 now, so do the math. But I feel like I only really started learning you know, I do some 3D modeling as well, and that is something I only like picked up maybe 2 years ago. I have a couple of skills, not an expert in anything, but you know, I just think it's fun to do, like to learn and improve. I feel like when it comes to Doom mapping, like this episode, I feel like I learned actually quite a lot. I made a huge improvement compared to the first episode. There is some. No. Okay. It's kind of funny how auto align doesn't really align those. I thought it would actually eliminate the use of upper and lower unpegged for this basic stuff. Yeah, I actually... Well, the thing is, I was working on this project, and Ivar... Okay, well, it's actually, you know, there's a little bit of luck involved as well. To give you like the quick tour of how I got into the professional scene. I'm pretty sure, well, you checked out my bio, so you probably know I worked on Core Decay. I was actually, at the time when Ivar, the lead developer, was working on it in his free time, I was actually doing some Doom mapping, and I came across the project on Twitter, and I was really interested. Like, I really love the look, the very pixelated retro look, while still having some, you know, some more modern game mechanics. And I actually just messaged him, and I showed him my work, and I asked him if he, you know, was interested in getting some help for his project. I told him I had some experience in retro level design for these, like, you know, classic games. And actually, the game Core Decay actually reminded me a lot of Quake 2. And since I was a huge fan of Quake 2, and I actually made a Quake 2 map already, I asked him if I could, you know, if he would hand me the development files, and if I was able to, you know, make a small portion of a map for him, so I could show him my skills, or like what I thought would be cool for the project to move forward, because the levels he made back then were actually pretty simple, because, you know, like, level design is only like a small portion of game development, and he had to do everything. It's like programming, modeling, texturing, you know, the whole thing. So I have this like experience built up from Quake 2, and I actually made a map, and he was impressed, and I joined him. And not too long after that, I think 3D Realms starting to notice the project, and we got, you know, accepted. So I just carried over to 3D Realms thanks to Ivar, and I did some. That's actually where I learned proper 3D modeling, at 3D Realms, because actually I shifted from, because my time, like, I'm not a full-time developer, you know, this is just a hobby, as it was for Core Decay, and because of, you know, since the project was actually taken in by 3D Realms and being actually, you know, developed by a larger amount of people, I shifted from level design to 3D modeling because of, you know, certain deadlines I wasn't able to make, and modeling was a little bit, you know, more smaller scale, so I was able to, you know, put out some models in a fairly short amount of time. So I did some early level design on Core Decay, but they have like a full level design team now, so there's like, I think my early levels are probably not going to be very recognizable anymore, kind of depending on how much they changed, you know, because there were very few assets we had back then, since, you know, like, he was doing modeling solo, so that's very intensive. And but a couple of my models are, you know, already in the game, so I'm at least glad I contributed something to Core Decay. Well, any advice? I would say, you know, it's kind of hard, because for me personally to give advice to somebody, it's kind of hard, because I feel like it was more luck. You know, there are a lot of people who are way more skilled than I am in level design and modeling, but I feel like what I did, I'm just gonna tell you what I did. I just reached out, you know. I make sure you have something to display. if you're wanting to like create work on a retro shooter professionally, because that is really a thing right now, I think it's interesting to build something cool for an existing retro game like Doom, Quake, you know, whatever. So you have like a portfolio, and I would just, I think you have a higher chance of actually getting involved if you detect early games, like early in development, like maybe one guy or maybe two people working on it. And if you kind of present yourself and, you know, you basically say, when, like, I wouldn't immediately ask for like, is it paid or how much do I get? You know, I wouldn't do that. That's also what I didn't do it at the beginning, Heretic, obviously, because it started out as a hobby project for Ivar. So I would just offer help and show your skills. Like, you know, I have experience in level design for old shooters. I really like this shooter, and I think I could contribute to it. And just ask if they would lend you some tools. I mean, it's a risk for them, because many developers want to keep things under wraps, or certain things at least. Handing you development files it's a risk. But you could get lucky. And, you know, if you're just able to kind of produce something and they really enjoy it, I think the step towards getting involved is larger. And then if the game grows and, you know, you get noticed by a publisher, well, then you're good to go. I learned actually a lot about modeling when working for like a professional company like 3D Realms. A lot more than I would do as if I were still working solo. So yeah, I think that's the best advice I can give you, because I mean, it's not like I have this huge, massive portfolio of mind-blowing work to show. Because this type of level design, I mean, if you look at the Quake maps being released nowadays, this is nothing, right? And this is much simpler. I have actually never released anything that comes close to, let's say, Arcane Dimensions or anything like that. Not even close. But I got lucky by, you know, reaching out for myself. And don't wait till they find you. You have to just reach out, you know. Make sure people know you exist, and you gotta find the right game. Like, if you see something that you really like a certain art or development style or whatever, I would just reach out. You know, maybe you get lucky. There are always people, especially in the beginning, you know, they can't. You gotta remember that these developers, especially in the beginning, they still haven't found a publisher yet, right? And to find a publisher, you have to show something to a publisher. Like, it can't all be concept, you know. So you have to have like a vertical slice. That's what I call it, to show you a large amount of features in a small demo, something like that. And in order to do that, and not to wait like 10 years, people are interested in getting some help. You know, if you could focus, if your skill is level design, and the game developer doesn't really have that specific skill, you know, he might bring you on board to actually help build the vertical slice. And if people notice it and they like it, and, you know, you're good to go. It doesn't work for everybody. Something gotta get. There's a little bit of luck involved as well. Yeah. You know, for me, professionally, constantly, I don't think I would do it either. I would love game development. I would love it as a part-time job. because it's a slow process, and you know it's you're always behind your PC, not doing the exact same thing, but you're still always here. And I feel like I need more diversity in my life than just game development. Oh yeah, it's no, I work remotely, so I never visited 3D Realms. I work from home. I did professional work from home. It's easy nowadays, meetings is just through Discord, right? So it works. You can actually have a professional game development job while working from home. Never been to an office in my game development career. Never. They actually have some great systems set up in order for you to just do that. So you don't actually need to be around people if you don't like. That's the fun part, I guess. You can just, grab your morning coffee, eat something, and just hop on your PC and start working. I think it's great, but I wouldn't want to do it every 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day. I don't like the whole grind idea they have going on, like these AAA companies. I would be burned out pretty quickly, I think. So I like to work on my own pace, work whenever I feel like it, and I think part-time would actually be very good for that. Well, I hope I give you at least a little bit of insight in my professional career, so to speak. But it's mainly, it has been luck, mainly. So I'm not the best person to ask for advice on that front. But sometimes all you need in life is a little bit of luck. But if I actually, the only part of advice I could give you is reach out and have something to show. Don't be afraid to reach out. I mean, nobody's gonna, chances are you're gonna be rejected, obviously. I reached out before I got into Core Decay. I reached out to, I think, 4 projects maybe. And they just tell you they don't need anybody right now, which is obviously fine. It's understandable. But I think it's important to, don't jump in with the intention of doing it for the money. That's probably, especially when it comes to early games in early development, is gonna scare developers, because they're still, they still have a lot of work cut out for them, and they can't afford extra help off the bat anyway. If you just keep at it, keep growing. I mean, I probably something you heard 100 times before, but if you keep at it, keep improving yourself, eventually there's a place. and just I think, you know, do you have actually do you have any released works? You can always have a look at it if you want. And you definitely don't want to be disappointed. Oh yeah. Well, you can always, if you want, you can always join the Discord or Discord server. You can post your work there. There are a couple of other artists as well. A lot of people at 3D Realms were working as a full-time level designer. I actually come from the Quake community. It's kind of weird. Now the bug is gone. Let's see what this was, because this... How weird is that, huh? Let's have a look. Well, this is so weird, man. What the hell? It doesn't really matter. You know, it kind of depends on what type of project you want to get involved with. Like, you know, Graven, if you don't have any experience in 3D level design, right? And you have nothing to show. Chances are less likely you're gonna get accepted, because, you know, Graven is well, it's a very, let's say it's Quake mapping on the next level. But if you're not familiar with 3D engines, then you probably shouldn't look to get involved into something like Graven. There are other projects actually which use similar structure like Doom, and if you're very good at that and you have something to show, like I was a Doom mapper, Evar, you know, I did have some experience in Quake 2 as well, or 3D engines in general. But the work I showed Evar was actually just for Doom 2. This project actually, I just showed him this. You know, and there's a lot you can do, but it comes down, like, and there's a lot you can learn as well. It just comes down to being creative. You know, it doesn't really. Well, I actually, not much scripting. There is some scripting, but it's pretty basic. Like, nothing huge. When I don't know, I generally ask. They're very very talented people in my Twitch and YouTube community. And you know, if I don't know something, they just jump in and help out. It's great. That's what I love. That's why I stream. I take suggestions from viewers live. You know, there are a couple of things, like there are a lot of things in this project that actually came to be because of viewer input. Actually, this entire area right here, this one, is actually because I asked one of the viewers to, you know, draw me like a basic layout, and based on that layout, I just created this area. So that's pretty cool. Because I think it's fun to work on a project that is not like entirely my own creation. There are other people involved here. Texture work, for example. And there are a couple of members who created a bunch of very nice textures and assets. Merlinap, what is up, buddy? Welcome. Good to see you again. So I get a lot of help from the community. From my community, so to speak. Hey, Doom Guy, what is up, buddy? No, I don't create from templates. But you know, what is scripting programming? It's always, you know, a couple of basics and then it's mostly copy paste, I guess. If I want something like work in a specific way, I just look it up and just copy paste the code and then adjust it to fit my needs. No, I'm doing fine, thank you. I mean, I just wanted, in the end, I just wanted to work. But like BDC, for example, like he's an expert on everything that's related to Doom Builder. I learned quite a lot of interesting techniques from him. Like you can actually do some magic just through scripting here, which is very cool. Which I probably wouldn't even have thought about of looking it up because I didn't know it was possible even. So it is always very fun to does it look blurry? No, I don't think so. Wait, where did I use it? I used it hold on just a second. Here. Is it blurry? Well, it actually does fit very well. I mean, it doesn't feel out of place compared to the other textures. See, it's actually near the terrain eggs. Oh. I think that was, yeah, was a flesh texture, right? See this one, for example, this sprite made by one of the viewers. I absolutely love it. There are a couple of things more like this. Cobweb, so it's pretty cool. Okay, let's see if we actually solve this weird problem. No. I have no idea what the hell this is supposed to be here. How? It's obviously like a glitch, but it doesn't show up. Very strange. It doesn't show up here. I have actually no idea what causes that. There's absolutely no indication. So it is on the outside. Okay. That is so weird, man. That is... has to be something. And there's ceiling. Wait a minute. Okay. Did I give it? No. Ceiling slope. I have no idea. It's so weird. Probably, sometimes it helps if I change like something or add something to the level. It probably has to do with some node building, which is not... I don't know. Let's check. Missing flats, off-grid vertices. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Missing. Just missing textures. Could cause a hollow mirrors effect. Yeah, default texture. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be solved. See? But and it's... This is a weird glitch. Let's undo that. What I'm gonna try. Let's actually make a small change here. Right? All of them, let's see what it does. It's moving. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes there is... the problem persists. That is unusual. That is very unusual. This is a ceiling texture. What I think. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, this is so weird, man. I did reset the slope. Zero. This I do not understand. There's nothing here. Ceiling heights. There's something off. Hey Pyro, what is up, buddy? Ceiling height minus 16 and this is 130. C minus 224. That is what is off. How? I don't understand these calculations. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, let's see what we did here. Okay, so as you can see, we obviously fixed the issue. I have no idea how this came to be, but it's solvable. That's what matters. Yeah, true. So I probably... Let's reset these. Reset. Very strange how this came to be. Oh, no worries. Oh wait, I forgot those as well. Just gotta make sure. Right. Okay. This should work. I just... There we go. No harm done. But it's... GC Doom sometimes has these very strange, unexplainable glitches, I guess. Okay, I should be able to... Minus 16, minus 224. Now I have to probably... Ah. It remains the same. Okay, that's good. I think that's it, I think. Almost. Weird. That minus 224. Okay. That should be it. And there we go. Problem solved. Thank God. Alright, awesome. So, as you can see, I made a connection here, and you can just get back to the beginning of the area. Let's save here. Okay, so everything is interconnected, which means I can actually focus on making the level playable right now before I jump into sector portals, which I will save for the very last, because it doesn't affect gameplay. And you know, if I have to change some details, I have to adjust it in the sector portal as well, which is a bit tedious. So I'm just gonna finish up this one and then add some eye candy, and that is actually it. So it is about, let's say, 75% complete in total. And then we can move on to the last level of this episode. So I'm definitely gonna finish it this year, definitely. I've promised myself not to be involved in any new projects, so whatever is on the table right now is gonna remain on the table. Nothing new to be added. Otherwise, I'll never be able to complete it, so. There we go. Okay. Make a huge pipe here. go. And just add 2 small pipes here. Actually, 8 sides will do. You don't want an angle. Well, Doom 3 has a very wide range of pipes. Gotta hand it to him. Very nice set. One. At a proper scale. You know, it's not really in the middle, is it? Oh. Doesn't really matter all that much, actually. But there's a middle ground here, but I can't seem to find it at the moment. Something that... Ah, it's close enough. Nobody will pay attention to it. There we go. It's just some filler. Minor details. It's easy to add these details. As you can see, and it provides like just a little bit of extra color in there. I feel like you don't want to add too much. But it's, you know, it's just basically, it's a wall, nothing more. There's no really purpose besides maybe some items here, but that's it. It's just so you don't have like a straight wall like this. That's why I try to do something interesting with it. That's all there is to it, actually. But it's easy now. If you actually add some lights, this will change up the scene pretty drastically. Which actually... Alright, thanks for joining. It's been nice talking to you. And I'll see you soon. Take care. So we're gonna add some lights. I think we can use a little bit of yellow. Yellow like this. You know, some proper lights is gonna make a huge difference, obviously, as you can see. Actually, I'm not really sure if this is enough. Let's see, maybe. See, that changes it. I'm probably gonna add maybe 2 more lights. It's gonna fill it up. And I'm there as well. Oh yeah. Totally forgot about him. Don't shoot. Let's see, let's rearrange them. I think one more. It's a bit heavy on dynamic lights. 5. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. see if actually, because GZ Doom does have some actually very good lighting, and it doesn't. Okay, so it just shows up in the editor. Perfect. This edge isn't. It's actually shaded, so that's great. That's what we want. You guys actually got some shade here as well. Awesome. Okay, that's great. That's what I want. Yeah, looks a lot better, huh? If we add it there as well. Ceiling detail is something, you know, because I use the grid here to avoid having to put a lot of detail on there. Like the grid kind of fills that in to some extent. Probably need to add a couple more here. Maybe. Try not to go too overboard with dynamic lights, because they are pretty, taxing on the CPU or GPU. Well, I think that will suffice. Do like, oh, it does shed a nice light on there. A nice reflectiveness. I like that. Very nice. Okay, so this is definitely gives a nice air, you know, nice filler. Some stuff here, maybe cable on the wall, some boxes. I don't know. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is actually, try to fill the rest of the level with like similar things. Extra detail where needed, like this ceiling, for example, can use a lot of detail. I can actually do a couple of things. One thing that would be easy let's first define the boundaries. So we got our ceiling here. What I can do is actually create a crack. So this allows us to play around a little bit. Probably you give this like a rock type of structure. That's the easiest way. If you can actually, you can play around with it. Create some other cracks in there. Make it a little higher perhaps. But you know, you get the idea. I think if I add some cracks in there. Hold on, I got an idea actually. A crack that spans across multiple, let's see. So, watch this. So we add actually we'll remove the slopes. Add it high and then give this a it doesn't look like it now, but this will be totally black with a nice shade. So and that takes care of a huge ceiling which I had to detail otherwise. See, there's a crack which actually leads to nowhere. It is a nice way to kind of like it is detailed, right? Because this, like, I can add some minor details there. Those parts, absolutely. But it's detailed in a way like this saves a lot of room. I can actually make some holes in there with some electric wires coming out. And that was actually like, this part is detailed enough. Well, it's very simple. Doesn't require a ton of line depths, as you can see. Only a couple. And you have, there's a change in this flat gray texture. And it gives you the idea that this base is actually built kind of like inside the rocks, inside this temple, which is actually formed. I have something similar here, which I'm probably gonna do the same. Give it the same treatment. It's gonna be a little more difficult in this part right here. Actually, I can actually do the same here. Hold on. So for the ceiling, we're gonna just there we go. Just set ceiling slopes. Just push it up. I said push it up. Why doesn't? That's weird. Anyway, probably because of the triangles. Doesn't matter. You can't really tell the height anyway. Let's try it out. Otherwise I have to do it manually. Yeah, I might need push it a little further up. It doesn't have a slope, see? This is how you do it. Think? No? Shit. Okay, no worries, I guess. I have to do it manually then. Actually, no idea. Apple height 392. Oh, you pre-ordered Metroid. Awesome. $384, that's what it's supposed to be. I've seen the new Metroid. It looks stunning. Never played the actual Metroid games, but man, that is something else, huh? Okay, so this time proper brightness. This should give a better, like, you have some part visible there and it slowly goes up. This is what I want. Perfect. The great unknown. Awesome. So I can actually basically mess this up as well. This entire structure here, this ceiling, give it the same treatment as here, and which is, I think, is going to do, probably because it is a large structure. You can hang some, I'm gonna probably add some demonic stuff here. You can hang some nice skulls from the ceiling. We'll give this a more, hold on, let me actually do that right now. It's gonna create a certain mood. Oops. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. There we go. That's enough decoration, I guess. We can put some nice stuff on the floor here. And that's how you detail it, I guess. Probably gonna... could use a little bit more variation, but think this is overall close enough. So, there we go. What I can actually do is, okay, watch this, for example. Spice it up just a little bit. A good spot. You come in from here, probably. This is a good spot. Okay. Right, so if we bring this down, gotta do is divide this into triangles. There we go. Why is it down? Where are the top ones? Yeah, that didn't go according to plan, I think. They're all on the floor for some reason. Look at the shape. Where are the top ones? Ah, they're floating here. Jesus Christ. Is this right, what I'm doing? for a moment. No worries. Okay, so got a better idea. Let's make a center spot. Tone it down a little to not have so many sharp edges. There we go. It's actually barely noticeable. I could. Remove. And give this a slightly surface ceiling brightness. Let's see. I kind of need it a couple of shades darker. Or so. Yeah. 70, 60. What do we have available for lights? Let's see. Light sources. These are defined. It probably doesn't make sense to have these lanterns here. Maybe cut down. It's like I want it to be a little bit distinguishable, but still fit in with the something like that. I think that's perfect. I probably have to do this on other spots as well. Probably there, because I kind of want to break this up, and this actually works. I can like make a nice flesh wall up here, actually. Hold on, got an idea. This actually is. This actually lends itself pretty great to. Let me show you real quick. So I just make this huge crack. There. Just lower that. Lower it enough. And then get a little more, a little rounder, a little more natural. There. This texture will actually, well, maybe it's not the best to use. Kind of want something more hellish. This one is actually very good. There's others as well. This one is actually nice. So, what we can do with this, we shade this. Clear can fall in here, right? So we create a different, maybe a little bit larger. Here, around it. And we give this the same. Might have changed. Change a couple. Yeah, this doesn't work obviously. So not shaded from both sides. So this one has to go. Just from the top. Okay, can live with that. And we can, what can we do with this? Actually, or give it just like this. Maybe it's not the best idea to put it here. In that case, I can actually make it a little less pronounced. Well, it always works and looks pretty cool. Let's see, what is it called? H. This creates like a nice glow upwards. And then in case there is this lava, I probably can create the angles a little sharper again. Something like that. Kinda gives a little bit of the Doom 3 vibe. Where was it again? Going insane? Oh, over here. Oh, here. Jesus Christ, it's hard to spot. I think this looks a little better with the lava. Is this? Oh wait, it's reflective as well. Let's see, reflectiveness 0, obviously. Burnt meat, yeah. I think it works well with the like cinder parts here. I think the lava works actually pretty well with this. And upstairs, like if you look up, probably gonna use something different for that. It looks too clean, right? It should be something like this, for example. That is way better. Actually, it looks better in general on these things. Looked a bit too clean for this area. Maybe here. Can probably use it here. I forgot where it was. Okay, leave it there. Don't have to put it everywhere. Like, I feel like it actually fits there. Maybe there as well. That looks. It's a unless I can detail it actually. But I feel like this looks better. All right. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. It's a little bit rougher around the edges, you know. A little grittier. Like that texture. And here kinda does, it's cleaner cement, so it does make more sense. Not use it everywhere. Actually make some cement parts right here as well. But there you have it. It's an easy way to detail a large portion. And it still draws some attention because of the ornaments. I probably have to cut down on a few. I feel like I filled it a little bit, overuse it a little bit too much. It would be better if I had some variation, but I'll go with this. Kind of like the glow on the walls as well here. It's a nice piece sticking out. Probably want to create this more, get this more blobby feel. Do it like that. This could use actually a good transition texture. But I feel like, you know, I could actually extend this a little bit. Probably add a trim here. Because it does look a little bit strange against this green. Probably can add a trim. But it's nice. It gives some visual, probably here as well. Maybe around this corner, have something like that as well. Something similar. So, like it's not truly one of a kind. But you know, we can detail this place up. No worries. Maybe add a different texture here. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. I think with the lava, let's see, can we do something about this? Maybe extend it further. Something like that. And then I would have to make this smaller. And then we're gonna need, this could probably use a nice transition, which I don't have. Maybe something like this. And then take a chunk out maybe. No? Oh, it's pretty distorted actually. I don't know. Seems like this would be way easier in the Quake engine. I'm just gonna keep it simple, I guess. Or maybe do it somewhere over here. Same. Something like that. It's not a huge deal. Yeah, I can live with that. There we go. It sounds like a Quake 2 music. Yeah, somewhat. Okay, I think that is good enough. Ideal would be if I had like I could create a custom texture, but it's not worth the effort. Actually make these bricks kind of. No, I could. I could put in some effort, just a little bit. It's actually not that hard. But Jesus Christ, I lost track of time already. I'm gonna have to end the stream here, fellas. I'll be back next week for sure, and then we'll continue with whatever we're doing. Ah, okay. Oh yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.